Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video, and today we are going to be doing the match preview for Celtic versus Hearts. Obviously this is a massive game, the opener of the 21-2022 season, but you know, of course it's coming in off the back of a very poor, disheartening, no pun intended there, performance against Midtjylland in the Champions League. You know, will damage the players' morale. Obviously, we're going to get onto the Hearts preview in a minute. First of all, we're going to jump into a small segment review of the Midtjylland game. Obviously, I never posted one. I don't really know where to start. You know, from start to finish, it was really not good enough. You know, the first half was boring, poor. We didn't look too up for it, and then I thought it's just going to be one of those European nights. They're going to drag it on, we're going to concede a late goal, adios Champions League. Nope, Celtic came out in the first half, great, Callum McGregor, goal this season. I know it's early days, but I've never seen a goal like that in my life, supporting Celtic, coming from a Celtic player, you know. But it wasn't soon after that all hope was destroyed, all hope was lost. You know, they scored the equaliser, and ever since we never really looked like gaining another goal to get back in front. We looked lackluster for the rest of the game. We didn't look like we wanted to push, like I just said. And then whenever they scored the second, it wasn't surprising, it was coming. And then, you know, right as the second, I turned and I said, it's over, that's it, the game's done. You could tell the pace, the first half of the extra time started with tired players all over the field, players that didn't want to play for the club, like Edouard. It just, you know, it wasn't going to happen. There's a lot of blame you could put on. You could put some on the players, some on Ange, and most of it on the board. Ange is deflected a lot of the blame. He's been able to avoid a lot of the blame. But I think he deserves some blame for the management of the game. Some would say he doesn't actually have the quality of subs to put on, which I agree with, but we cannot be playing, and this is almost like a preseason game, because the season's not started yet, and the players are still unfit. They're not fit enough, clearly, you know, with tired players on the field. Midtjylland outran us in the second half. They walked over us not second half, sorry, the extra time. They walked over us, they outran us, they outworked us, you know. That was purely down to us having tired players in the field. I feel like throwing on the subs very late on in the game it showed a lot of inexperience from Ange. I feel like he needs to be pulling on these subs throughout the game, throughout the 90 minutes. Most subs should be coming on. I'm not telling Ange how to be manager, obviously. I want to get that out of the way, but he should be putting on subs, at least 3 subs throughout the 90 minutes, and then maybe 2 on extra time. I think we get an extra one, so he could have brought on 3 on extra time, you know. So we have a consistent freshness in the team, you know, not throwing on half of our subs with 15 minutes to go in extra time, you know. Very inexperienced looking, very Lennon looking. I know Lennon would leave subs late all the time, you know. But we're going to get onto the subs now. Either way, they were poor, you know, they didn't really do much. Jamesy came on, missed a big chance. First touch of the game was missed that massive chance, and they went up the other end and scored. Poor defending, poor finishing, very Celtic-like to do that. Rogic and Ayeti, I can't blame them. They came on at the end of the game where it was very poor from the rest of the team. Everyone was tired. Ayeti showed glimpses of promise, but the players around him were too tired, so he couldn't do much. And same with Rogic, you know, wasn't much coming from it. One player who was in the starting 11, which I think should be his last game in a Celtic shirt, is Odsonne Edouard. He clearly has his mindset elsewhere. He doesn't want to be playing for Celtic. My only guess was he was avoiding injury. He was there, you know, his mind, he was physically on the field, but his mind's in Brighton, you know, wherever he's going, you know, Crystal Palace, his mind's with Patrick Vieira, you know, mind's in the Prem, basically that's what I'm saying, you know, and wherever he goes, you know, I wish him luck, but he should not be near a Celtic shirt again. It was a disgraceful performance up top, 120 minutes of nothing, 120 minutes of basically ball watching from him, you know, I can't pick out one moment he did other than stealing the ball off Jamesy Forrest as he was about to shoot, you know. Just, I don't know, he's just been poor for the last season. Now it seems to be dragging on to this season. I'll take 20 million from any day of the week. If you ask me, 12 million is a fair evaluation of Edouard. That's a push, but 20 million, I'd be biting Brighton's hand off, you know. And if they want to get in a bidding war with Crystal Palace, I'll be sitting back enjoying it. Let the fee rise. Get out of my club. odds on. Ayeti should be given a much more of a chance. He's not really been given as much of a chance under Lennon. He got a chance under Postecoglou in pre-season, and he did well, if you ask me. He did well enough to get a starting spot. He clearly wants to play at the club, unlike Edouard, but apparently that's not good. But anyways, we're going to move off the Michelin game. It's at a small segment, but this is taking up a large portion of the video. But anyways, we're going to jump into the Hearts preview now. Obviously, like I just said, the players' morale will be damaged going into this game. Not only just from the result, just from the reaction of the media. Obviously, Ange clashing with the BBC reporter the day of the result, or the evening after the result, I should say. I mean, Ange is in every right to do so. It's a bit of a bizarre question. I think catastrophe calling it. It was nowhere near, So we've got Europa League to go through. Try to make a video on later, and then no one else will probably be in the Conference League. And at that point, we should just leave. There's no point, No, I'm joking, but anyways, Hearts. We'll highlight Hearts first. Hearts are a dangerous team. Some people will overlook Hearts going into the start of the season, but you'd be simply stupid to do so. Hearts are a team that will have the same ambition as us to get off to a good start. They've been promoted back into the SPFL, and they want to stay. They're not here to jump up and jump back down, and I'm confident Hearts will stay up. You'll see my league predictions later on in the week sometime. But Hearts will definitely be staying up, and they'll be looking to start that campaign off with a result against us. And I honestly, at this point, wouldn't be surprised if they came and took 3 points off us. Obviously, this is what pisses me off. All these match reviews and stuff, they're all negative. It's all and it's just what the board and the club has driven us fans to be into. We're at the point where we're not surprised if we get points taken off us from Hearts that have probably like a tenth of our budget, something like that. But anyways, Hearts, they have a few danger men out there. Number 1, Liam Boyce. He's probably going to take the piss out of our defence. I'm going to be honest. I'm prepared for it. Same with Mackay Steven. He'll probably sit there and take the absolute piss out of Anthony Ralston. If his little flip-flaps and stuff, no doubt he'll probably get a brace, Liam Boyce as well, They'll be looking forward to this game. Those are the 2 players I've highlighted as Hearts dangermen going into this game, and the players, as a Celtic fan, we should be looking out for, and the Celtic defenders should be shiting themselves, and I'm pretty sure they probably are, It's going to be very tough to deal with them too, with such inexperience at the back. Hopefully Starfelt's in. I personally don't think he should be in. He'll have 1 day of training, according to his interview. I don't think it's enough. I think he should be getting a few days. He'll be on the bench, but I don't think he should be starting. May as well give it to Murray or even Beaton for experience, At the back. We're going to move on to Celtic now. I've already kind of talked about Celtic. I'm going to briefly touch Celtic. We're just going to do my lineup prediction. This is a fairly easy one. I think it'll be extremely similar to the Michelin team. Not much changed. In goal, I think we'll have Bain. I don't think he'll switch right back to Barkas. I don't think we'll see Barkas for a while, especially with Joe Hart looking likely to come in, after Fabrizio Romano says so, he says something, it's most likely going to happen, So I don't think we'll see Barkas in a Celtic shirt for a while. This could be one of Bain's last games as well in a Celtic shirt if Joe Hart deal goes through and his career goes well, but I'm not jumping into the Joe Hart stuff in another video. The back line, I'm going to go Tony Ralston at right back. I feel like not much of another option, if you ask me. Tony Ralston, maybe Urquidi, but he doesn't look like a natural right back. He looks like more of a centre back. The 2 centre backs, I would be playing Stephen Welsh and Urquidi. I think Urquidi should be given a chance. I think they'll start Dane Murray, but if it's me, I'm giving it to Urquidi. He's more experienced. I think from the start, Urquidi should have been playing. I don't know why he picked Dane Murray over him. It was really bizarre, if you ask me. But we're not going to dwell on it too much. Left back, we are going to put, sadly, Greg Taylor. I'd like to see Boy given a chance, but it's just not going to happen, is it? I think it's a bit stubbornish. He's going for Greg Taylor. People will say he's a hard worker. He'll always give 100%. But I think Ryan McGinley said this on this podcast. That is a bare minimum a Celtic player should be doing. They should be putting 100% in every game. That should be the very bare minimum any Celtic fan will be doing. That's something Ryan McGinley said, like I said, which is very true. And I always didn't like those people that would say he puts 100% in, he should get the start. It's a bunch of shite. Sorry, but you know. We'll move on to the midfield. We'll put Soro in and Cal McGregor and Davy Turnbull in the middle. I feel like that's the only way we could go right now. I don't see Rogic getting over Turnbull despite a poor performance. Soro as well, obviously he looks like a walking red card at times, like he did against Midtjylland and stuff like that, just like a poor challenge waiting to happen. But, you know, that's just the type of player he is, and I'm sure the more experience he gets, the better he'll be able to control that. And Cal McGregor, obviously, an amazing goal against Midtjylland. There's no way he gets dropped. He's cemented himself a first-team position all season long, obviously, without any injuries or suspensions. On the wings, I feel like we should be resorting back to having Christie on the left. I feel like there's nowhere else Christie fits in right now because I don't see him going into the middle in the midfield. And on the right, as I was going to say, I think we should resort back to probably putting Forrest on the right. Abdul looks good at times, but I feel like in a game like this, we should kind of be resorting to some experience up top. And, you know, James has a good delivery, and if we can get those deliveries into Yeti, who, if you ask me, he's more of a target man. You kind of play him in the box, and he's more likely to score. You know, he's one of those players you play in on goal, score. He's not one to come deep and take on players like Onsa and Edouard. I feel like he's just more of a finisher. You know, so we want people who can supply him through balls, you know, and someone who can help him, you know, when he holds up the play, someone with pace that can run up. Obviously, Abdul could do that as well. Abdul's a very fast player. But I'm going to side with James in this one. And obviously up top, like I just said, I feel like it should be a Yeti. I don't think Edouard should be starting. I'll put him on the bench. And, you know, we can maybe turn to him if we're struggling in the game. But that is my starting 11 prediction. As the subs, I don't think I need to go for the subs. You know, they'll be the same old as normal. We're going to jump into my score prediction. This is a tough one. I'm going to go for a bit of an outlandish score. I'm going to say 3-2 to Celtic. I feel like we'll edge the win. It'll be a very entertaining game, purely because I feel like we'll go out with this Ange style of attacking football, and it will go very well for us. Because if you ask me, we'll score a lot of goals. But also, I feel like the defense will still be very inexperienced and leaky, and we will concede silly goals. You know, I'm not going to get into that. You see how we conceded the Midtjylland goals, very amateur. The goal scorers, I'm going to say 1 for Gary Mackay-Steven and 1 for Liam Boyce, the 2 danger men for Hearts, if you ask me. And for Celtic, I'm going to say a Ryan Christie goal and a double from Albion Ayeti if he starts. But anyways, that's going to wrap up this video. There will be a match reaction after the video. Hopefully there will be a match reaction after the video. Other than that, make sure you guys... sorry lads. Make sure you guys go to the social medias. They're all the Celtic Hub. Obviously, they'll be somewhere in the screen right now for you to go down in the description and follow them up. You know, have more constant updates from me, more posts, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, and all that. Also, make sure you guys are down there. You hit the like button. You know, you may as well hit the subscribe button when you're down there. You know, hopefully more consistent videos coming now that we started up and gotten ready to go. And other than that, I'll see you guys next time.